Hi, I'm Roy Potter. I'm the director and producer of The Crimson Thread, and I'm also taking this project on, the making of The Crimson Thread, just so we can have it as a keepsake and for those who are interested to see how we made the movie. Now you're going to see me saying this several times during this particular program, and the reason is because I am a fledgling filmmaker. I've started and stopped and restarted many times, and so you'll see some repetition in this particular program that you're watching now in that regard, and I apologize for that. Why did we make The Crimson Thread? Well, it does fly in the face of some of our traditional values, and some people have asked me to explain this. And it's really not designed to challenge anyone's faith. I wanted to bring the events of the first century to us in the way that the people of the first century experienced it, rather than the way that it has come down to us over the many centuries, 2 millennia really. And it's been washed and massaged several times. And I'm not saying that the New Testament is entirely incorrect by any means. It's still a record of type because some people wrote it down very close to the events. But I wanted to look at it from the historical perspective, so I'll just say up front that it was based on the historical evidence that we have. Real historical evidence by historians written at the time or very close to it, not on those with a spiritual agenda or a religious agenda. But admittedly, the people that wrote the historical information had political agendas, and I fully recognize that, and tried to account for it in the book that I wrote, which the movie is based on, and in the movie itself, and you'll see some evidence of that, specifically as the Romans are talking about how to accomplish their mission and what they wanted to do in conquering the world, and then particularly the problem that they had in Judea and Galilee. So with that little bit of introduction as to why I wanted to do the book and the movie, let me talk a little bit about what we've done here. Behind me you'll see, of course, a blue screen. And this, admittedly, was a very low-budget film with a fledgling filmmaker. I don't have the technical ability, at least when I started I didn't have the technical ability to do this. I didn't also have really the talent to write a screenplay. Some people say I didn't have a talent to write the book either, but that's beside the point. We're just trying to tell a story. But I wanted you to see the blue screen because, honestly, without the blue screen, this film would not have been possible. This motion picture would never have occurred. The difficulties and the expenses of going to location, of building sets, were just out of the question. Now, we did go out in the field several times for some of the larger scenes, and believe it or not, those are within 50 miles of this set right here. We never traveled much further than that. So the blue screen was able to bring a couple of things together. First of all, the locations, the type of atmosphere that we needed, not necessarily the number of people that we wanted or the activity, but at least kind of give you a feel for the time. The other thing it did is, many times I couldn't get the actors together. These were volunteers by and large, people that didn't get paid or were paid very little, but were interested in the project and wanted to contribute. And so I had to bring the locations to them, and the blue screen was the only way to do that. So forever thankful to those who developed this process, and it did take me a while to get used to it and to know how to use it. You'll see some errors in the movie as that goes, which we'll correct in the final version, which, by the way, brings up the fact that the reason why we have this rough cut that we have right now is because I needed to get it submitted to Sundance by the 21st of September 2009 to be included in the Sundance Film Festival in January 2010. But we will continue to work on the movie, and you'll see some of those refinements. We do have to have some retakes. We have to do some fill-in material and things like that. So some more is coming. The fact of the matter is, the very bottom line on this entire process has to go to a very dear, wonderful person who had faith in me to at least give it a good shot and do my best. And that was the movie, or the person that this movie is dedicated to, my wife, Carol Bosson, who passed away in 2008. I remember when I first told her I wanted to make a movie, she goes, "Are you crazy? You don't look to me to fund this." But then when she saw what I was trying to do, she helped me to get some of the equipment together and gave me some of the ideas that were able to help me to take this thing forward. So, of course, I have to thank her right up front as well. And I have to thank all of you who have given of your time and talents in making this possible. Some of you receive very little in return. Hopefully the credits will help you out in one way or another. So, the making of TCT, this is going to be the funny parts, the sad parts. I was watching how they made another movie. I won't mention it here. I don't know that I can legally. But the actors and the producers and the directors and the artists and all of these people that were involved in it talked about the sacrifices that they made to accomplish that piece. And I can't say that it's been any less true here. Making a movie is an undertaking of such magnitude that I had no idea what I was getting into. And it's never done. It's sort of like writing, you know. There's always something else you can do and improve it. But sometimes you reach a point of diminishing returns as far as your abilities, your time, your money, and all of those things. But the sacrifices still stay. And some people have a hard time with their families, some people with their jobs, some people just being tired, not having enough rest. Whatever they sacrificed, I'm not sure that the movie is up to the sacrifice that they made. But it was an effort that all of us put in, and I want to thank you all for that. Alrighty? Well, okay. Enough of the serious stuff. Let's go ahead and watch how we made the Crimson Thread. And there is a menu here, not any detailed menu, but enough to where you can go to a few things. The major part of this program that you're going to see is all one piece with no scene breaks. But when we do get some commentaries and interviews with the main characters, we'll get those in there. And maybe some other things as well. So again, thank you very much.